Hey angels, I hope you're well. So we're going to do a reading today where I want you to pick one of two stones. We have this beautiful blue stone here and this wonderful agate that kind of looks like a sunstone, but it's not. I forget what it's called, but they're both beautiful stones. So take a moment. And if you chose this one, this reading's for you. If you chose the blue one, that one is up already. But first thing that I want to say, I've not watched Euphoria, but I feel like I have because I've seen so many edits and things about it online, whatever. But what I started thinking about for this reading is Maddie has a dialogue with Rue about how she has found pure harmony because she doesn't allow things to like affect her anymore. Like whether it's good or bad, she's found like a place of neutrality and peace within that. Now watching the show, I don't know if that's true or not, but I know she has that dialogue where she talks about that. So there's that feeling, that statement, but then I also got Hasta Cuando by Kaliukis, and she sings like go ahead, talk shit if it makes you feel better, paint me as a villain if it makes you feel better. At the end of the day, she'd eat my pussy if I let her. You know? So like very much like I'm gonna stay in this unbothered energy because I know my worth. And it's interesting, like with the, and I don't mean an overindulgence in either side, but like for the blue stone, I was more so picking up on like divine feminine energy, like very intuitive, kind of secretive. And then here it's like I'm kind of getting more of this like assertive divine masculine energy, but not in like an overbearing, like being too much in it, but it's like just having your own like autonomy and owning what you do and say, even if sometimes you may overstep or overspeak. It's a sassy energy, but it's one that like I'm for because I feel like it's a place that you have not always allowed yourself to be in. There was like a fear and probably a blocked throat chakra that kept you from actually being able to kind of say what you mean and mean what you say at times. But let's see what else. Oh, that fell on the floor. All right, we'll start with those three. Trying to make sure I don't flash y'all. Okay. Okay, all right. So Magician on the bottom of the deck, I do want to say because I feel like that's relevant to this energy as well. But we have the Ace of Cups with the Five of Cups and the Seven of Wands. I will say, gosh, is it the Capricorn reading? This kind of reminds me maybe of like the Capricorn reading I just uploaded. So maybe you're Capricorn, that could be relevant. Gemini as well, Mercury, but and Scorpio. But it's kind of like you're no longer allowing yourself to sit in a place of like grief, or as a lot of readers say about this card, crying over spilled milk, because you're back on top of the hill, okay? Like you are steering your own ship again. And yes, I know I'm saying like all the cheesy taglines for the cards, but it's because you're filling your own cup again. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't an opportunity for cups to be offered to you, whether that's romantic or friendship wise, but it's more so kind of similarly to the blue stone, but in a different way. This is a congratulation, like an acknowledgement as to where you are now. I feel like you have a lot more discernment about the energies that you allow in your life, and you won't have your peace disrupted. Like going back to the conversation I'm thinking of with Maddie and Euphoria, like you're in a place of harmony and peace, even if it's a little prickly at times, even if it's a little sassy at times. It's because you are maintaining the boundaries of your world, of your spirit, of your energy, and not tolerating anything that's going to come in and dim your light, essentially. And I want to say too, it's similarly to the blue stone, but again in a different way. It's like this feeling of being able to fill your own cup. Actually, let me check something real quick. Sorry, I noticed Mia had a little spot on her and I wanted to make sure she was okay. I think she is. I'm just a neurotic mommy. But anyways, the feeling of being able to fill up your own cup is something that I feel like you didn't even realize when it came in. And now it's like you're kind of sitting in this energy and you're like, oh yeah, like I make myself happy. I can do it all by myself in multiple ways, not needing external people for certain things, whether that's love, pleasure, fun. But like you're in a place now where I feel like you are your own best friend, and that's not a sad, lonely thing. I consider myself my own best friend, and I'm very blessed to have recently come into a community of a lot of wonderful friendships. Like, I'm very blessed to have amazing friends and support system, but I still think of myself as my own best friend. I have a lot of fun with myself. I discover new things with myself every day, you know? Um, so yeah, it's like an acknowledgement of that, you coming to terms with that, and it's like, how did I get here? And I'm gonna say something to you that I did say in the other reading. Like, you know how when you make a bunch of little purchases and then you check your bank account and you're like, oh my god, that all added up into like a couple $100s when I just thought I was getting Starbucks and whatever, you know? But it's like the little internal changes you make in yourself that you know you need to make. Maybe it starts with like reacting differently to situations, removing yourself from certain patterns, habits, and people that you wouldn't have in the past. Like the little internal shifts you make. It's like one day you look and you're like, oh my gosh, like when did I become this person? And it's because you were making the small changes along the way to be more like the person that you actually want to be. And coming back to saying the magician's important on the bottom of the deck here, yes, because you did this yourself with all your tools here at your altar. It doesn't have to be literal, but you've used all the components of your magic to, oh, I'm going to keep that. Five of Swords kind of popped out with the Seven of Cups. Yeah, it's like all of these things were distractions. There were all these distractions. There was all this, you know, to differing degrees, because everyone has a different story, right? But conflicts that it's like, you just realize this is distraction. This is just taking me further away from like who I need to be. Even if you had to leave certain people and things behind, it's because you had a wake up call. And this actually reminds me of a conversation I had with a friend. You know, you just have that realization at some point. Page of Pentacles, and this is bringing you new opportunities because again, you're holding yourself and your energy to a higher caliber than you did in the past. So if you don't tolerate, you know, certain energy patterns and behaviors anymore, those aren't the kind of people that are going to stick to you. Those are the kind of be the kind of people that you interact with and you're like, no, you know, this doesn't need to go further than this, or, you know, setting some kind of boundary if it's somebody that like you have to interact with. But you're no longer other people's savior. Of course, you can still help people, but again, coming back to the peace with the Four of Swords, like you are no longer allowing yourself to just be the person that people can dump everything on. There's not enough time. There's not enough, you know, your energy is a resource. And we have the Lovers here, Gemini energy again. But I think it's like essentially having to choose between two timelines. Are you choosing between two timelines? Are you going to stay stuck in the way that things were, or are you going to move forward with this new energy? And again, I want to tell you this. I said it to the Bluestone people about their reading. You don't have to be afraid of you losing this. Yes, you may feel like you backtrack or regress at times, but you have leveled up in a significant way. One more card, Spirit. One more card. Six of Cups. The little you would be proud. You have overcome so many of your people-pleasing wounds. You know, it made you feel like a good person. It kept you safe. But the little you is proud that they can actually express themselves now, that they can be heard, that they can be seen. And who cares about judgment? You know, paint me as a villain if it makes you feel better, but just keep doing you. I love you so much. I hope this helps somebody, and I'll see you next time.